This conference will now be recorded.
So, welcome back to today's session, day 2. So, before I move on to day 2 session, I would like to give a quick recap of what all the things that we have learned yesterday or we have understood yesterday, and then moving on to the today's topics. Okay, so as part of yesterday's training, we just have understood what is manual testing, what is automation testing, and we have understood like what are the best automation tools in the market for 2023, and I have also, I mean, told you what are the most frequently used questions, and I've showed some reviews, and I've told about the syllabus what we are covering as part of our training. And we just started with knowing the basic terminologies of Tosca, like why Tosca is most famous, what are the advantages and all. Okay, and also what are the different applications that it would help us, and also different solutions and different enterprise applications it will help you out. Okay, so this was what we have discussed yesterday. If anyone is new today, so welcome back to today's session. We are going to learn more about Tosca. We'll start understanding the tool more rigorously from today, so that you get accustomed and acquainted to few terminologies what we have to have in our mind before we start our practical session. Yeah, so here we are understanding what is significance of any other Tosca automation tool. The main biggest advantages of this tool is there is no need to write very long scripts. Okay, so it's like you just have to understand what are the different steps, and you can just start without writing any scripts. Scripting is not at all needed, and tool has many multiple features. You just have to understand what are the different features that it has, and it will support any kind of testing methodology, be it agile, be it waterfall, be it any kind of methodology that you are using. It will help. And the coverage of the scripts also, it will make sure it has wide coverage of the test scripts. Okay, and as I've said yesterday, like if it's only not web application, if it is database or API or any kind of testing, you can integrate 2 to 3 different engines in one single test case, and you can complete the test case. And also excellent vendor support you have. We'll talk about this vendor support more in the next coming slides. And everyone, whoever I tell, the next question that I mostly get is what is the system requirement for Tosca installation? Okay, so this is what Tosca Tricentis team has given us, like CPU, i5 dual core, RAM should be at least 8 GB, and hard disk space is more than 10 GB, and network can be 100 Mbps. Okay, so this will help you to have a good Tosca installed, easily installed Tosca, and also to taste the Tosca tool very nicely. Okay, okay. So everyone in the market, whenever you apply or whenever you are starting any tool, they will ask you, do you have any knowledge on Selenium? Okay, so nowadays they are asking if you know about Tosca. So even if you are Selenium, if you have experience in Selenium, they are eager to know, do you have any knowledge about Tosca, or whoever doesn't have Selenium knowledge, you can understand what is the difference between Selenium and Tosca. What is Selenium and what is Tosca? So yeah, as most in the market, these are the two tools that are mostly trending. If you see everywhere, you see Selenium automation or Tosca automation. So let us understand what are the few differences between Selenium and Tosca. So before I jump on to the differences, I would give you a brief about what is Selenium. Selenium is also a test automation tool, where you have to understand a scripting language called Java or Python or C. Only if you have this scripting knowledge, only then you will be able to start writing your test scripts in Selenium. Okay. So now let us understand in different categories how Tosca and Selenium are different. So if you take any type of application, Tosca almost supports, I'm told, like it will support 170 plus applications. So Tosca supports almost all types of applications, but coming to the Selenium, it only supports web application. So paid or free, yes, Tosca is a paid tool. For sure, Tosca is a paid tool. So if at all, if it is a paid tool, most of the clients will go back, oh, it is a paid tool and maybe I cannot afford because I have to purchase those many licenses. No, that is not the case while coming to the Tosca, because as it supports more technologies and it has a wide range where you can integrate all different engines, all different scripts, all these things. Because of all these advantages, even if it is a licensed tool also, clients are ready to give that amount to the license so that they have a good understanding or good tool where they can use it in their project end to end perspective. But coming to the Selenium, it is a free tool, open source. You can just go to the Google Chrome and download it and you will get it. Coming to the automation type, so Tosca is model-based automation. We will talk more about what is this model-based automation in next coming sessions. And here in Selenium, it is code-based, completely code-based. You have to write a code. You have to, only with the help of a code, you can develop your script. And scripting knowledge is not required for Tosca, but for Selenium, yes, you for sure you have to understand Java, Python, or C, multiple scripting languages. Only then you can develop Selenium test scripts. API testing, yes, Tosca will support API testing. It is possible for you to write API test scripts in Tosca, but for Selenium, no, it is not feasible for you to write any API test cases. Test data management, yes, if you see in Tosca, there is an internal tool called DDS server, and also there is a one test case design sheet where you can handle all the test data whatever you want with the help of the same whatever you are using this Tosca tool. But coming to the Selenium, no, it doesn't have any separate test data management tool, so that's not feasible. And reusability of test cases, yes, test data and artifacts, whatever you use in Tosca are highly reusable. There are different concepts called libraries and test data sheets and all those things. I'll tell you, I'll pitch in there, I'll tell you this is where the reusability come into the picture. So for sure you will understand where this reusability is more in Tosca. And in Selenium, there is very lesser chance of reusing your test cases because it's not that much feasible as compared to Tosca. And coming to this exploratory testing can be done in Tosca, and in Selenium there is no chance for you to have any exploratory testing. And CI integration tools, yes, Tosca will support CI/CD, Jenkins, and also Dex setup where you can do continuous integration. But in Selenium, it only supports a tool called Jenkins. And QC and Jira integration is possible with Tosca, but for Selenium, no, you have to depend on third-party tools. Only then you will be able to do it. Yes, support. I would like to talk more about this point because it is really very wonderful to see Tricentis people has put so much of effort in making the tool more and more feasible to all the people who are working. So there is a support page from Tricentis where you can go check in all the issues and logs, whatever are there. Whatever are faced by other people. So that is one thing from Tricentis people. Let me quickly open the page and show it to you. But whereas for Selenium, you have to go into the Google, you have to search, and you have to find out what is that, and you have to do all the trial and errors. Here there are separate articles for each and every issue that you face. Let me quickly log in and show you. So this is a support page where you can search whatever the issue that you are facing with. Also, you can go to this view all. There are different knowledge base articles. Okay, so Tricentis team itself will sit here, and you can easily find out what is the issue. Is it the same issue that you are also facing? There are multiple information that is given here in the support portal. Okay, also if you are stuck somewhere, you can go, you can search, or you can also go and create one new ticket for yourself, and then just these people will take the effort to reply you with the issues. If there is already a article for the same, they will guide you with that particular link. Okay, so that level of support is there from Tricentis team. I don't think it is given from any other automation tool as per my knowledge. And Selenium, you have to do it your own R&D. That means you have to go to the Google, you have to type everything, and then you start. Framework, yes. In Tosca, there is nothing you have to write about framework. Yes, we will discuss what framework is. I know there are many people who doesn't know what framework is. Don't worry. We will get the framework word, get it down, and we will understand what exactly the framework is in next coming slides. But to make you understand, Tosca, in Tosca, there is nothing you have to write as such as framework. But for Selenium, yes, you have to have a specific framework to start with your work. You have to analyze, you have to first understand what kind of framework you want to use, and then you start it. Yeah, as I already told, Tosca has a concept called libraries where you can and where you can manage large number of scripts and easily reusable them. But in Selenium, there is nothing. It's only like there's an object repository, you can use it. Yes, Tosca has an inbuilt option of reporting where you can generate different reports and pass it on to your team lead and all. We'll be seeing few of the reports, what are the different reports that can be generated, and how it can be generated, and how can you pass it to your project manager. All those things we'll be discussing. And Selenium, it lacks built-in reporting, and Tosca also supports SAP data warehouse testing and multiple things. If you start digging more about Tosca, you have vast information here in this tool. And in Selenium, yes, Selenium doesn't support SAP or any kind of test data management or something. Yeah, and if you have to create a test script, as I've told, it takes just 15 days for you to start with your first test script, and to start with, I mean, complete 10 to 15 test cases, assuming them to be a medium one, you can complete it in a single day within 8 hours of time. Less than 8, okay. It's just a maximum time I'm telling, but it can be done within less than 8 hours. In Selenium, you have to analyze what are the different methods that are already present, what are the new things that you have to write. As you have to write more lines of code, it takes a lot of time compared to TOEFL. Yeah, so that's pretty much about the differences between Tosca and Selenium. Are there any questions that I have to address? We can take questions for 5 minutes. I know it's little boring for you. Yeah, you have to bear with me for next 2 to 3 days. Then after I complete the theoretical, it will be total practical. So I speak very less and you speak more. So
Ma'am,
yeah.
my question is it's regarding the database. How would you connect to the database and retrieve data or do some operations on the database side?
Yeah, that we will be discussing as part of our training. Yeah, there is separate, I mean, there are separate techniques that we have to do, separate, I mean, connections that we have to do at the back end. We will be doing them, and you will be understanding what are the different things that you will be doing.
Ma'am, can Tosca work on mobile applications also
Yes, Tosca is capable of doing mobile testing also.
for both Android and iOS?
Yeah, both Android and iOS.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Yeah, for anything, the process will be this remaining the same. Okay, after you start AS1, AS2, everything, then it will be very easy for you to do explore whatever might be the application. It might be SAP, it might be Salesforce, it might be anything. You can explore it and you can learn it, because all the things what are needed is already discussed as part of AS1. So whatever you want to explore, you can explore it. Any other questions?
In this,
Okay.
are you going to cover API testing? I mean, like API?
API testing, yes, we are covering. We are covering API testing also in this course.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, will you provide any project type in the duration of course?
Yeah, every day there are assignments which are based on the web application. So one thing I want to tell everyone is we are doing a web application testing as part of AS1. Then we'll slowly move to database. Then we'll do some APIs. Then we will do some more things in AE1 like PDF, Excel engine. All these things are covered. Okay. So yes, as part of AS1, we'll be working on one demo web application. I'll show you what is that. Yeah, not only that, I will be taking many examples, but the basic and all the, exercises that you will be getting, everything will be based on this particular website. Okay, so this website will be moving around. You will be, I'll be creating more exercises. You will be doing all the exercises, and we'll be discussing all the questions and doubts that you are coming across. And yes, it is an end-to-end flow. You will be doing an end-to-end flow of this particular web application till from login till logout. Everything will be covered as part of our this thing. Not only this, there are multiple, there are 2 or 3 more things that we'll be covering. So you don't need to worry about your practical things. We'll be covering most of the practicals.
Ma'am, currently I'm working on Salesforce domain. So if I learn the Tosca testing, will it applicable for Salesforce technology? Like in what ways we can use, how we can explore that one? Could you please explain me?
Yeah, Jyoti. So if you understand, yes, as I've already told, I'm reiterating it. So Salesforce is nothing new other than web application testing, whatever we are doing, right? So Salesforce also you open into the web application, right? So what all the things that we learn as part of AS1, AS2, everything you can implicate as part of Salesforce. I can also just give you a brief, in the later stages, because at this point of time, if I start telling it, you will not be able to grab it. So maybe in between while we are doing, I can just tell you what is the difference between normal web application and other Salesforce applications. But rest all remains same.
Hi, Mansa. Good
Okay.
evening. Kiran here.
Yeah, Kiran, please tell me.
Yeah, regarding this one, Mansa, is it currently whatever we are working on the Tosco, if he's a project manager or team lead, they can access that one or they can schedule also, right? This one of
Can you be
remote.
a bit louder, Kumar, because you are very low?
No, no. For a team lead, is if he's a team lead position and if you wanted to assign a task on this Tosco, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a platform, right, for that one or a Selenium
Yeah,
also.
yeah. It is a good platform. You can just easily, I told you that there's nothing you have to sit for understanding different scripting languages. You just have to understand how the tool is, what are the different features the tool has, and how you can use this tool for your project. Okay, so that is where our more concentration will be. That is where we will be more talking about.
Yeah, and while going in the classes, can you showcase of the how we integrate for the CI tools there in the later class? Is it possible, Mansa, to?
CI tools, so, we are already covering one deck setup as part of Tosca. Recent is only we have one continuous testing that is possible, that is called DEX. So DEX is already covered as part of our syllabus. CI tools, it includes lot of technicalities, technical things that are thing. But whatever we are doing as part of DEX is same, almost it is same for Jenkins setup also. because
Yes.
there's no much difference. Once you understand the deck setup, once you will be able to set up this decks successfully, for you to learn other CI/CD is also easy.
Yes. Why I'm asking is currently working on that position only. So I just wanted to assign the task to
Yeah,
myself so that it
yeah.
will be.
Everyone is more interested on this CI/CD. I agree with you completely. But deck setup, whatever you are doing, that is enough for CI/CD also. Little like 2 or 3 more steps, maybe you just have to add it. But whatever we are covering as part of decks is already more for CI/CD.
Okay, Mansa, got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So Mansa, one more question. Do you find any challenges using Tosca that Tosca can't automate or something like images comparison or something like that?
No, image we can do it. Comparison only challenge I would want to tell is only the space. Okay, it takes literally more space than whatever I have given as part of the side. Okay, so that is the only challenge. If the space is not enough on your desk on your machine, so then opening Toscas, whatever the main thing that we have to do to grab the technical information from the web application or any application, that becomes little tough. Other than that, images you can scan. If you are using any desktop application, it can be done. If you are doing API testing, it can be done. So there at that part of position, I don't think we have any challenges. I did not
Because
think.
because in Selenium, we would find a difficulty in automating the Microsoft objects. So for that, we use some third-party tool. So in Tosca, will it be able to identify the Microsoft objects? Like so when we want
Yeah,
to save a file and those
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
That is
objects.
pretty easy as part of Tosca. We'll be discussing. We'll be discussing Excel engines and also this calculator. Okay, this calculator application. So this one also can be scanned. This can also be done. So if you have to do any calculation, I just simply have to run a script and everything is. There's no much effort that you have to put. Everything Tricentis has given us, like that is what we have to just understand how the tool is, what needs to be used for what kind of test case.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Mansa, one last question from my side.
Yes, please.
In Selenium, we'll be automating, we'll write the scripts on based on the third-party tools, auto IT tools or something. But some of the things which we can't automate, like Catchy. Catchy is the one I used to work on that one, but we never automate in the Selenium. So is it possible in the Tosca also like that? If you wanted to write that.
Actually, Kumar, your voice is literally very low. I'm unable to get your
No.
exact
The thing
question.
is, in Selenium, we used to write daily scripts on the automation scripts and we'll be running. But some of
Correct.
the automation we can't able to write, like Capchi. Capchi is the one which we can't do. In the Tosco, we can automate that one also, similar like that one. That is the thing.
What you are not able to do it with Selenium?
Any scanning of a barcode or something, for example, one of the project is ongoing on. We are writing all the thing, but for to capture of auto IT tools by using third party,
Auto
we can
IT
do
tools.
auto IT third party one. We will be working
Okay.
on the scenarios.
So what kind of tool? Because I'm so sorry, I don't know what this auto IT tool. So
Some
if
this
we can elaborate
barcode
more
is there.
about this auto IT tool, I can help you out.
Barcode, some barcode capture is there in the one project, Mansa.
Okay, okay.
For
So
that,
you are
we need
trying
to write.
to, yeah, you are trying to capture the barcodes, right?
Yes, yes. For in the
Yeah.
in
So in the
Selenium, it is not
latest,
possible. Is it
okay.
possible in the Tosco that one like that?
Yes, yes. In Tosca, it is possible as a latest feature. Tosca has done it. I have read some of the articles about it, but I have never tried. Maybe I can check more about this and I can surely get back to you because very recently I have seen this. They are able to even capture the barcodes also.
Yes, yes. In Selenium, I tried a lot of, but we never. I never that one. That is the thing. Is it possible in that one?
Yeah, yeah, it is possible. For sure it is possible, that I'm sure. But how and how is what I have to do a little research about it.
Okay, Mansa, no issue. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So let us come back. I don't want to make it boring, so that's why I'm taking a couple of questions in the middle. So where does automation testing stand in this testing world? Yes, Tosca has a good market demand. It's actually quickly emerging as a top test automation tool. If you, when I started my career with Tosca, just to give you a brief, I had only two choices to switch the company. Either the one which I am working, or the other one which just acquired the tool and they just started doing the R&D. So I was literally very sad and I was thinking, okay, I don't have any options. Maybe my best choice is I have to move out of this tool. So 6 months passed. Slowly I started seeing every banking application. So as I was mostly working on banking, so most of the banking domain people started acquiring this Tosca because Tosca supports large applications widely. So they have started doing, so then my opportunities also started, then my career also started. So that is how Tosca started it. And now if I see in the LinkedIn, almost every one other company is looking for a Tosca tester. It might be a basic level tester, it might be an engineer level, or it might be a lead level, it might be a manager level. So there is a vast market for Tosca nowadays because it also has this AI and machine learning inbuilt in this tool. There is nothing that is has to be integrated from outside of any other this thing. So most of the clients are showing a lot of opportunities, and my previous batch people who joins mostly from US or UK. So they tell we have wide openings for Tosca. Like US people, the market is little crazy for Tosca. Yes, you might have also heard that in US the market is down, no one is getting, everyone are out. But for Tosca, especially for Tosca with Salesforce, there is a very huge market in outside this thing. Okay. The reason being because it is good integration with other popular automation tools. You can even run your Selenium scripts from this Tosca automation tool. And it is efficient to use. It has very accuracy and consistency throughout the test scripts is perfect. How it is consistent while we start developing the scripts, you will understand how it is consistent. And there are we have already discussed most of the advantages, but we'll just go through some few more advantages of Tosca because in every interview, one or the other question they might ask you what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages. So it's always a good thing to learn about the advantages and also disadvantages of Tosca, and then we will start talking about architecture. So coming to the advantages of Tosca, one-stop solution for various automation types. Like you go to the hypermarket, you get clothing, you get kitchenware, you get bathroom, you get sofa. Living room essentials, everything you get in one shop, right? So here also, if you come buy this Tosca automation, if your client is ready to purchase a license, he can do API testing, he can do database testing, he can do desktop application testing, he can do web application, Salesforce, SAP. If I start giving this, it will be like 170 plus things a client can do it. So that is why it is called as one-stop solution for various automation type. And it is a tool where it works without any script. Okay, so there is no need for you to write any script. It's an absolutely non-scripting language tool, and it's just whatever you do, it's just drag and drop it, drag and drop it, drag and drop it. So drag and drop it is one feature that we'll be using all through this tool. And it also helps to testers with management test tools. Both GUI and non-GUI is also supported. So there is no need for you to write any explicit framework because whatever you are using already has a framework inbuilt in it. So there is no new framework that you will be writing. So it will support major of the technologies. And then less artifacts that you use, and test data is also can be simplified as simple as it is. And I have already told you it gives a very good vendor support. And yes, regression testing time is reduced from months to weeks, and now weeks to minutes. Like if you just run your script, it will be ready in next 15-20 minutes. If all your scripts are running perfectly fine, regression suite can be run in 15-20 minutes also. So coming to the disadvantages, every time if I have to talk disadvantage, cost is the only thing, but clients are not taking a back, because even that is costly also, they are ready to take up the price because of all the advantages that we have seen. Yeah, community support, as in, like if you go into the Google, you get very less information about this. When I started, I did not even have one solution, but now if you search at least 2 or 3 solutions, you might get it. But the best one-stop solution, you can go to the support portal, you can get wide variety of knowledge and also different articles. Yes, it is very strict about this resource requirements. You have to have that particular RAM, CPU, everything, enough space. Only then it is easy for you to use this tool. Okay. Yes, Tosca has an integration problem that is only with Git. Other than that, I don't think it has any integration problems. Git, like whatever I hope you all know what is Git is, where you commit your code, get all your code, new changes and all. Okay. So here there is no externally you will be using any Git or something, but it has some other integration thing where you can commit all your changes and all. We'll be seeing all those things. Yes, maintenance problems, as it is a model based runner approach. It has very minimal maintenance problems, as we have to give some disadvantages, so we are just giving this disadvantage. I don't think maintenance also very big problem apart from other scripts. Yeah, so the next interview question that they might ask you is, what is the architecture of Tosca? So whenever you tell about the architecture, there are few things you have to remember. So this is the first interview question. If being advantages and disadvantages, the next possible question that they might ask you is, what are the major components of Tosca? So major components here, if you see, so this is Tosca Commander. This is called, I will say, Commander is the hero of all this architecture, because whatever you do, it is talking with the commander itself. So if you have to execute your test cases, then executor will come into the picture. And if you see, there are different engines that are there inside this executor. You'll not be seeing anything. Okay, you just go run your script, and automatically this executor will come into the picture, and all these engines based on, suppose if you are doing a mini web application testing, automatically this HTML engine will come into the picture and it will run your test case and it will give you the results. Okay, so if at all, if you have to integrate your commander with your ALM or Jira, commander itself will speak to this ALM. If at all, if you have to grab this technical information, suppose if you see, I have to click on this login. After this, I have to give this username and password. So if I have to write this username and password, there is some technical information that you have to save it in your Tosca. Only then Tosca will understand I have to write this username and password. So all those things will be saved as part of this scan wizard. Okay. And all your test cases, whatever the called as modules, test case design, execution, requirement, everything, you are doing it in your Tosca Commander. So Commander is a place where you will be working in, day out, either in our course or when you're deployed in your project. Whenever you are working with this Tosca, Commander is a space where you will be talking. So all your test cases, anything that you have to store it, will be stored in the repository, and this repository will talk more about it. And also this license server is responsible to understand that you have license incorporated or not, or you have inbuilt license or not. Okay. So this is pretty much about architecture. So they might ask you this question in Tosca: what are the major components of Tosca? Then you can say it. One is Tosca commander, executor, wizard, and repository. Yeah, let me show you how this Tosca commander is. So when I install Tosca commanders, when I install Tosca, this a commander is an app where you open. When you open it, so if you see, there are different sections here. So test cases is where you write your test cases. Modules is a place where you start actual development of your test case. And execution is a place where you execute all your test cases. If you have to create any multiple test design sheets, here is a place where you make use of it and write the test design sheets. And let me show you. There are different things like what is that? Reporting. Okay, if you have any reports that will be added as part of reporting. Okay, and here requirements are there. If you have to add any requirements for your particular project, you can add your requirements here. If you have any issues can be identified here. Any configuration setup that you have to do, you can do it under configuration. Okay, so Tosca Commander is the place where we'll be working in, day out. Let us see this technical definition of, what technically this Tosca Commander is called. Tosca Commander serves as an user interface of the tool, enabling users to design, maintain, execute, and analyze the test cases. So it is a foundational component of Tosca test suite structured with various sections such as requirements, modules, test cases, test scripts, design, execution, and reporting. So this is what I've showed you here. So this one and all, you will have the taste of this, don't worry. Yeah, and this is the where you will be doing. And executor, so executor is the place where you run your executions and all, and here is where you see all your test case is executed or not, is there any issue with the test case, all these things will be found as part of its executor. So there are different ways you can open your executor. You will see when you run in the test. So a wizard, we can see any, like whenever you have to map any object or anything, it is wizard. Tosca wizard is like an old model. So at the starting of Tosca, so this is what we used to see, but now you see a different view of this Tosca wizard. So it also can be opened with the help of this Tosca commander. Again, wizard also comes with Tosca commander. And Tosca repository, like you have SQL Server, Oracle Server, SQLite. Here also there are some inbuilt server that is given from Tricentis that is called Tosca server. It is called test data management or test data service, where you can store all your test information. So suppose in this registered web shop, I have registered some 10 registered users and I want to save all these registered users. I can make use of this TDS. You can also call it as TDM. So it will create the data, you can use the data, you can modify the data that you have committed, and you can do whatever you want in this TDS repository, and we'll be doing all those things as part of our course. You will understand how to fetch the details, how to commit the details, how to update all your details. All those things are covered pretty much in our sessions. So several testers also can work with this with the help of this repository and get all the information whatever is needed. Yeah. So as part of this, you have to understand few more things before we jump into the next slides. So I have already told this is demo web shop is a site where we'll be mostly working on with. So I would want everyone to go and register. So you can give any email ID, any password, but please remember this email and password whatever you're giving, because we'll be using it for a future purpose. So I would give this link in this message chat. Please open this link, click on this register button and give all your details and save this email and password somewhere for our future reference, because this is a system under test. Okay, so this is called application under test or system under test we'll be mostly working on with. So I would want everyone to register. Once registered, please let me know here in the chat itself as it is done, so that we move to the next thing. Please let me know if you're not able to access this demo web shop page or any difficulties that you are facing. I hope everyone is trying to do. Yeah, thank you, Swati.
So any credentials is there for login number?
Yeah, the same thing, whatever you have registered here, for this with the same thing, you have to try to log in here. So registering is the first step, logging is the next step.
Okay, we need to enter all the names, first name and all that.
Yes, please do register here. So that is what I'm expecting. Give some details here so that. And then click on register. Once registered, please go and click on this login and try to log in. If it is done, please let me know.
You are on mute, Mansa. I think if you are explaining something, you are on mute.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I was talking on mute. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So if you see this, this particular screen will help you understand what are the different technologies that Tosca is supporting. Like it is more than 120. This was my previous this thing, but now if you see it is 150 plus, I can say. And so this is a Tosca Tricentis cycle.
Breaking, sir.
Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, Mansa. Yes, we are able to hear you.
Yeah. Thank you. So this is a Tosca cycle starting from requirements till your reports. Everything can be done as part of Tricentis Tosca cycle. This might be your another question in the interview. So they ask you what is Tricentis Tosca cycle. It will be same as the testing's life cycle only, just to make you confused or you, I mean, there might be a pause when they ask you this question. There's no need to worry. You can say all these things like requirements, test cases, module creation, building test cases, run execution list, generating the reports. Everything is possible as part of Tosca. So you can mention it. Yeah. And one thing what you have to understand is this is what we'll be doing. How we'll be doing test case creation is a basic thing. Here if you see SUT is nothing but system under test or application under test. So whatever you are seeing on this is called application under test or system under test. So this part we have understood what we are doing, what is the interface that we are trying to do, and it is an HTML engine. So this is an HTML engine that will be operating when we start doing it. So this is a system application. What we are doing is as part of this Tosca, from here is where this Tosca comes into the picture. If you see this orange one, whatever you're seeing on the screen is termed as module. Okay, so what we are trying to do in this module is we are trying to capture the technical information of the system under test. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. So what we are trying to do is if I have to click on this register, Tosca has to understand it has to click on this register. So it has to have a link here. So this link, this information has to be saved somewhere in Tosca so that whenever we run our test case, it will go ahead and click on this particular register. Yes or no? Even in Selenium, you might be writing some properties and you might be identifying some properties and saying because I mean, on this web page, on this particular web element, on this particular link, we have to do an operation called click. Yes or no? Here, what we are doing is, as a part of basic test step creation, we will first create a module. Okay, so that is what is stored as a technical information in our module, and this technical information what we do is we feed the data. Okay, in this technical information it is only mentioned it is a link or it is a button or it is a text box or it is something. It is only technically you are talking, but what operation that particular test case has to do. Okay, so if I have to verify this link is present or not, verification thing is given as part of our test case. Okay, and if I have to click on this particular link, the click operation is given as part of my test case. So rest all information is given as technical information, only the business information is given as part of our test case. And how it is we'll be going to see in the next coming sessions, but for today this is what you have to understand. We are just storing the technical information as part of the module, and then we are feeding a data in giving the business information to the test cases. So this will be continued in tomorrow's session. How and why and when we'll be doing all these things will be discussed in the next coming sessions. Do you have any other questions and queries here?
Yeah, yeah. One question, Mansa. Is there any inbuilt version controlling in the tool?
So what kind of version control you are trying for?
If version control comes in picture when we update our scripts, so can we revoke to the previous script if we have any issues with the yeah, with the current script like that? So version
If you are
controlling,
no, it will automatically align with your new versions of Tosca.
so will not be having our older versions of the scripts.
You can have them. You can have it as form of TSU file, but whenever you open
Okay,
those as part of the new version, it will automatically come back to the new version.
okay. Thank you. And one more on the unit test. Is it support? Will it support TDD or BDD?
It will support both of them. Test data driven is what you are talking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
Hi, Mansa. As you said, it's no code and drag and drop, just drag and drop. So, what about in the APIs? I mean, like, so if we are going to change any data, or how it is going to be possible?
Yeah, API also same thing. You will understand more clearly about APIs once I mean, understand this basic thing. Okay. So once we are done with API, I mean, web application, then we will understand about APIs. API also you have to drag and drop. There's nothing code. You have to write it again there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other question?
Hi, Mansha. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have one. I'm not from testing background, so okay. I mean, like in that training sessions, will you explain creation of test cases and all those steps also, basic scenarios, basic steps,
Yeah, I can do
or
it, but
any?
yeah, I can do it, but you just have to again just voice out that you are here in this class, so that before I go to the full-fledged interview, I will just tell you a brief about this thing. Also, I would help you with few basic foundation articles that you can refer and get to understand. Okay.
Okay, yeah. If you could share those things, I can practice.
Yeah, sure. You just have to understand the basic test case, how to write a test
Mhm.
case, what are the test steps. That is the only thing that is mostly needed in our classes. But based on the topic, you can voice out and you can tell me that you are there. I'll surely remember, but if at all, you can tell me. I'll go back to the basics and I'll help you out with those things also. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you, Mansa.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, so if no questions, we can wind up today's session. We'll start. We have just started tasting the Tosca. We'll be learning more about Tosca in the next coming sessions. So please do attend and grab the information. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Have a very nice day ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you, Mansa. Have a nice
Thank you.
Mansa, one last question, like exact